Boom, 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 boom. Chickadee Chenka. How's it going, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United. I hope you're having a good day today. We are just here to do like a transfer roundup, discussion about any potential transfers that could still happen, mocking our absolutely gash-tastic transfer window, that sort of thing. Anyway, I hope you're all good. Who's in here? We got Savulon. How you doing? Sohail Khan, Ellie, Kane Harkins, High Times United, Jutarukuju, Brandon C. What's going on? By the way, I've not been up long again, guys. I'm really struggling to sleep, and I've not even been up that long today. So this is like 8 AM for me right now. I'm not even kidding. So I will be up all night playing FIFA again tonight because my body clock's completely reversed. So if you're around later on, come back and watch the FIFA stream about midnight. Anyway. We've got Paul van der Beek, Anthony Heath, Eddie A, Seriously, Anti-Turtles, Jutarukuju, Gaz Newton, Wiggy, MBG, AJM95, Benjamin Turner, The Loyal Dutch, Matty, Nathi, Ryan Burbespin 9, Gabriel Newton, Kayam, Ewan97, Kane Harkins, Griselda Paus, Tonk Nash 87, Jonathan Gallagher, Brandon C, High Times United, Gaming with Mensley, and everyone else. Thank you very much for stopping by and getting in here. Over 100 of you legends already, actually. Smash that like button, lads and lasses, if you haven't done so already. Leave a little thumbs up on the video. That would be awesome. As you can tell, my voice is still a little bit mashed up after that crazy weekend that we had and that gash-tastic transfer window. Of course, that game against Spurs was just a complete turd. And then that transfer window, well, you know, maybe it was a polished turd. But it was still a turd, in my opinion. We still didn't get the players we needed. We still bottled it out. Anybody would still pocketed 100 million euros for the Glazers instead of spending it on Jadon Sancho. Edinson Cavani came in, of course, which is, in my opinion, you know, it's a decent signing. Don't get me wrong, he's a good player. But it's not Jadon Sancho. We had a shit house mayor doing that. And giving him the number 7 shirt is just preposterous in my opinion. I'm disgusted with the transfer window still today. I know a lot of people seem to be quite happy. My brother was pretty happy with the transfer window, you know. He's like, well, we got Cavani, we got 4 players. We've got this Traore guy who's going to be awesome. And I was like, yeah, this guy's played like 27 minutes in Serie A, bro. And he's like, what about this Facundo Pellistri wonder kid? I was like, yeah, he's got 2 goals and 4 assists in 37 games in a Farmers League. He's a young lad. He's not going to be Ronaldo right now, you know. So we would be foolish to think that we had a good transfer window, I think, because although we did sign a bunch of players, I think, what was it, 5 players in the end. Donny van der Beek, Facundo Pellistri, of course, Cavani, Cavani, Tellez, and Traore, who's not even coming until January. But 5 players, so it's not like we didn't get any players. It's not like it was a truly terrible window, but it just wasn't a good window, that's all, because you didn't get the key areas in the side that we needed. I mean, do you guys, let's have a little vote, do you guys think that was a good window? Smash a yes in the live chat if you did. Smash a no if you don't think it was. Lee Osborne, Mr. Pig, good news. What's going on, Lee Osborne? Yannicka Victorin says Pellistri. Anthony Heath says get a new brother. Eddie A says crap window. I agree with you, Eddie A, mate. I've got to be honest. I just think as far as what we actually needed, everyone knows we needed a centre-back. As it is, we're stuck with that meltbag Slabby Maguire and Victor Dwindloff at the back. Bloody hell. I mean, that is not cool, is it? I'm not happy about that at all. GGMU MUFC for Life says it was a shit show. We got mugged off by the board as fans. Yes, I agree with you. This is the thing. They just looked at what was commercially best. They were not prepared to go and spend that money to get Jadon Sancho in, the player that Ole Gunnar Solskj&aelig actually wanted and the player that all the United fans actually wanted. I mean, we like we've said, we wouldn't have necessarily had a problem with that if Manchester United had strengthened in the key areas that we needed to, like the centre-back position. If we had got a really good centre-back in, but Jadon Sancho stayed at Dortmund, I think we would have all been like, you know, fair play. That's actually a pretty decent move. It's priorities, you know. Okay, Jadon's an amazing player, but him being in there, just like Cavani being up top there, is not going to stop the goals leaking at the back, my friends. That's where the real issue is here, you know. That's where the real problems lie, is our defensive woes and frailties. And that's evident for every single person to see. Everybody can see that £80 million slab of meat Maguire is not really worth that, unfortunately. We clearly overpaid for that melt. And then you've got Victor dwindling off at the back. Come on, man. I mean, he's Eustace, isn't he? I mean, if he was serving me an IKEA Swedish meatball, I could understand. But he's not. He's playing at the back, at centre-back position for Manchester United. I mean, it doesn't make any sense at all to me how we can have a player so bad And then Eric Bailly, yes, okay, Eric Bailly, but he's crazy, man. He's all over the place, man. He is a bit of a lunatic, so I'm not convinced that he's going to be doing the job for us, the business for us all season long either. So we can try whichever combination we want out, but the same result is still going to be the case. The result is going to be this, shite. Because if you've got a shite pool of players to choose from, guess what? It only takes a little bit of poo in the swimming pool to muddy the water, if you know what I'm saying. And I think that's what's happening with Harry Maguire and, of course, Victor Lindelof here. Now, we have got Alex Telles in. That's the only improvement to our defence. And we don't even know if it's going to be a proper improvement to our defence in terms of, like, defensively, you know, which is a bit of an issue. We're talking about going forward. It's an improvement, of course, to our side with what he brings to the side in terms of assists and goals and all that kind of stuff. Dude, nice one. Thank you, High Times United, for getting in with your super chat, dude. He says, Duda, my missus is furious. I'm walking around Lidl in Mallorca watching and commenting on the stream. Dude, you better make sure you don't get in the doghouse there, bro. You know what I mean? But shout out to you and your missus. Maybe that'll cheer her up. Shout out Mrs. High Times. And also, have a great day, you guys. Have a great day. It sounds good, though. It sounds good. In Mallorca, that sounds pretty nice. It's freezing as anything here in England again now. Hey, there's over 200 of you watching, Lads and Lasses. Thanks for stopping by this afternoon. Sorry I'm late. Do us a favour, smash that like button. Leave a little thumbs up on the video if you have not done so already. Get your thoughts and opinions in about anything as we go along. I'll try to read as many out as possible. The Loyal Dutch says, but I believe we are better than Brighton. Well, this is the thing. I mean, we think we're better than Brighton. We think we had better players than Brighton. I think, to be fair, when we played Brighton, it's just at a period of time for United where, you know, we're still progressing. We're still trying to get back to sharpness. We haven't really had a pre-season. We didn't add any players before that. If you look at a lot of the other teams in the Prem, most of them added players well before that, you know, well before the season started. We were going into the first few games of the season without these players. And even though, yes, the players we have out there on the pitch should be able to get the job done against Brighton, still that psychological boost or extra edge of competition that is added to the team when a new player comes in was missing from United at the start of this particular season, I think. Jonathan Briffer says 69 dudes. Nice one, Jonathan. Kayam says, I miss Ruddy's super chat. Why does Ruddy's super chats never? Why do I never see Ruddy's super chats? That's really weird. But anyway, Ruddy, thank you so much for getting in with your super chat, dude. I apologise. He comments and says 80 million for a statue. Well, you guys know all about that, don't you, with that Pepe melt over at Arsenal, don't you, my friend? So I hear what you're saying there. He is obviously £80 million for a statue. Yeah, look, I mean, speaking of Arsenal, Ruddy, if you look at what Arsenal did in the last deadline, last day of the deadline day, they did get Thomas Partey, of course, which is a very good sign, and I've been very happy to see him come into Manchester United. So I'm gutted that he went to Arsenal. I think that would have been good. Anyway, sorry, I didn't actually see your votes, lads and lasses. Do it again. Sorry, lads and lasses. Do it again. Smash a Y in the live chat if you think it was a good transfer window. If you think, yes, it was a good window. Smash an N in the live chat if you think, no, it was not a good transfer window. I just want to see what you guys think. Because like I said, I spoke to my brother yesterday. He thinks it's a good window. I mean, I don't, personally. He thinks, oh, Cavani's going to get us a bunch of goals and Telles is going to be a beast. I still see the same areas of the team looking ropey as it was before the window even opened. And that's at the back. Kumir De Fritas says no. MBG says shite window. Brandon United says no. Nick Menesev says no. David Whitford, no. Black Machine says no. Lucy says no. G-Wolf United says yes. I love you, G-Wolf United. Jonathan Gallagher says no. Anthony White says no. MBG says no. Bills fan says yes. Savulon says no. Kayam says no. 69. Games with Mensley says, why did we sell this morning? Exactly, Games with Mensley. See, this is the thing. Thank you, Ewan97, for the super chat as well, bro. He says, off topic, but what's your opinion on Ozil's tweets? I will get into some. I don't know anything about that, actually, to be honest with you, Ewan. Maybe I'll try and look into that. I don't give a shit about that bug-eyed Arsenal melter, to be honest. I don't follow that bug-eyed Arsenal melt. Maybe he should be the new captain. I obviously understand they got rid of Gunnosaurus Rex. Maybe Ozil should be the new captain, you know, like Jeff Goldblum in The Fly. Anyway, sorry, that's harsh. Okay, let's get on with it, folks. I just want to get to, what was I talking about before that? Damn it, Ewan97. Damn it. Anyway, yes, I was talking about the players that should have come into Manchester United, the players that didn't. Oh, Chris Smalling, yes. So the thing is with Chris Smalling, in reality, we've actually weakened our defence as well, because you're talking about somebody that probably is as good as all of our defenders, if not better, even though we shipped him out last year for not being good enough. I think the last season and this start of this season has sort of shown us that we are shit at the back, and Chris Smalling might have been a better option, you know? So that's where I'm coming from. I feel like Chris Smalling actually would have been better off keeping around at the end of the day. Even if he wanted to move, surely he would have been in with a chance of getting a United starting 11 with those proper shithouse options we've got at the back there. You would think Chris Smalling would be. He's quicker than those Mounts. He's better one-on-one defender. He's experienced, more experienced than those Mounts too. He's just had a really good season in Roma, so I don't get it either. I mean, look, I would have been happy to see Chris Smalling go. I'd have been happy to see all the backline go, to be perfectly honest, pretty much. If it was the fact that we were getting somebody else in who was supposed to be better. Sometimes it doesn't always pan out. But you've got to try. You've got to make the signing. You've got to get that Upamecano gentleman in there. You have to get whoever you need to try and improve for the start of the season. We haven't done that as far as I'm concerned. We've just signed basically who's available to us. A bunch of young kids as well. Somebody's not even coming until... Traore's not even coming until January. Absolutely pathetic window. It is an absolutely pathetic window, in my opinion. What's that? Gaz Newton says Ozil is paying that Gunnosaurus or whatever it's called. What do you mean? Are you serious? How weird's that? How weird's that? I literally started talking about the Gunnosaurus after Ozil. That is weird, my friends, and I have no idea about that. So that is pretty weird. Anyway, Razak's in the house. He says, to be fair, Cavani might be decent for us. Yeah, Cavani might be decent for us. Facundo Pellistri might be decent for us. You know, but are they actually going to be decent for us? Let's hope so. I mean, look, Cavani, at the end of the day, he is a committed player whenever you look at him out on the pitch. Like, you can say what you want about him being a mercenary and just coming for the money, which I think is all true. But you can say what you want about that, but if you actually look at how he plays out on the pitch, he's about as determined a footballer as you can get, in my opinion. You can just see from his body language. Let's be honest now. The overall gait and effort levels of let's say Edinson Cavani, when you watch Edinson Cavani play, compare that to Paul Pogba. No, I know they're not the same position, but I'm just saying, look at the intensity. Look at the intensity and look at the effort. So I can't really fault Edinson Cavani because any time I've ever seen him play out on the pitch, he looks like an absolute madman chasing down his dinner. You know, he looks like he's really, really, really putting in a shift out there. So I don't really have an issue with that. I hope that he's going to come in and do that, have that same mentality at Manchester United and score the goals and chip in and be a viable number 7. Because you have to remember that the number 7 shirt at United is sacred. And the fact that we just handed it to this mercenary melt does wind me up. But he's got a lot to live up to. If he can have a really good impact this season, then, you know, fair play to him. But it's just not an inspiring signing for me whatsoever. If you look at the other positions of the team we need to strengthen. Sorry, what's that? Fari Hisodi says he's too busy talking. Leave him. What have I done? What have I done? Oh, High Times United. Dude, I'm having a nightmare, guys. I'm having a bloody nightmare. High Times United. He says, you missed my other super chat, by the way, dude. And he super chatted again to tell me I missed his super chat. High Times United, I do apologise for that, man. I've melted. Sorry, dude. Yeah, they're pinging through there. That's the problem. We got first world problems here, guys. With so many people commenting right now. Shout out to all you heroes getting in here in this comment section today. I hope you've had a good day. Hope you're having a good day wherever you're watching from. Smash that like on the video, lads and lasses, and thank you very much for joining me today. So then, yeah, we'll get into all of that as well, Lee Henry. Yes, we will get into that, mate. It's disgraceful. High Times United, thank you for the super chat, buddy. He comments, I'm a Brit living abroad here. By the way, the shout out only fueled her anger. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, that's not good. In that case, I'm only going to shout you out, my friend. Forget the missus, you know. Do what you want. She's gonna hate that. Anyway, Kane Harkin says could be worse. Thank you for that, mate. Could be worse. We could be fans of Newcastle. Well, there's always that. Yeah, there is always that. You know, Games with Mensley says Pellistri is good. Pellistri does look good, guys. I am liking what I'm seeing and hearing about Facundo Pellistri. I love his name. I love the name Pellistri. Pellistri. It's a good commentary name. Facundo. You know what I mean? Fakir. As a short nickname. It's actually a really good name. I like his name. It's one of my favourite names I've ever heard in my life. I'm not going to lie. Facundo Pellistri. Freaking love it. But what I don't like about him is he's got 2 goals and 4 assists in a Farmers League in 37 games. Now, that doesn't really strike me as being that good, I'm not going to lie. I'm thinking, how's he going to do coming over to the Premier League, playing against some of the top teams in the world, after he's playing against, the Uruguay local post office side? As far as I'm concerned, I don't think it's a very good standard. I mean, don't get me wrong, Uruguay produces great talents. That's ignorant of me. I don't know the overall depth of the Uruguayan league, I'm not going to lie. But I just assume it's nowhere near the depth of the Premier League. So if you've got a player that's only getting 2 goals and 4 assists in 37 games in a Farmers League, is he going to be able to do that in an actual league? That's my only concern. So yes, I do like the idea of Facundo, but I do not really feel like he's ready right now. Maybe, I hope that he comes in and he's just like some awesome player, but he could be like another Daniel James, my friends. He could just be a younger Daniel James. Ryan Burberspin 9, dude, check it out with the super chat £20. Dude, thank you very much, Ryan, for that. He comments and says, Pig, I promised a cake for Nicola and yourself when she feels better. I'm a man of my word. Oh, Ryan, everybody stick the love heart in there for Ryan. He's such a bloody lovely gesture from Ryan Burberspin 9. Thank you very, very much for that, my friend. You're a top man. Hope you're having a great day, whatever you're up to, Ryan. Thank you for getting in here. Thank you for being an awesome moderator, especially during these last couple of weeks where they've been pretty crazy. You're a bloody hero. Ryan Burberspin 9, show him the love of the live chat. What a legend. What a legend. What an unadulterated legend. Okay, thank you, Ryan. Let's get on with this then. Fergie99 says space cakes for Pig. Sounds good. Sounds good, my friend. I need it after that transfer window, dude. We need something like that after that transfer window. Roddy Can't Game says Woodward got the wrong Traore. Yeah, well, there's a lot of Traores to choose. I didn't even realise there's actually 4 Adama Traores. When we were on FIFA the other night, we were looking for Adama Traore. There's 4 of them. 4 different players called Adama Traore. Who knew? But anyway, yes, you're right. Maybe you did get the wrong Traore, but to be fair, he does look really good if you actually just look at clips. But what I have to say is, he's only made a few appearances and I think only a few minutes for Atalanta's senior team. He is a very young lad. He's only just turned 18, which is good. He's obviously going to be improving a lot over the next few years, and he does look pretty fantastic for what you've seen. But he's not coming until January. We spent a huge amount of money, which could have been spent on somebody like Thomas Partey or Upamecano. You could have just put a little bit more towards it and got them. So I think it's blindness by Manchester United here, getting a player like that in January when we could have actually invested and got the player in now to improve the position that we actually need to improve. Because if you think, okay, we don't necessarily have the quality on the right side either, but Mason Greenwood's going to do that job very well for us when he's playing. When he's playing and fit, he will do a great job for us there. And then when you look at the other players we have who can play there, Juan Mata can play there, of course, Facundo Pellistri, Traore, these guys, they're all going to play there now. So are they? I mean, are they? Is Traore going to get into the first team? Is Facundo going to get into the first team? You've still got Daniel James. You've still got Jesse Lingard. You've still got these guys. I don't know. I'm not convinced as to exactly what the plans are for Solskjaer. Is Solskjaer maybe thinking with Cavani coming into this side of having a 4-3-3, but having maybe Cavani as the number 9 and Martial and Rashford on the wings? Because, if we're being totally honest with you, Martial I've been quite impressed with at number 9, but not that much. You know what I mean? I was more impressed with him out on the wing. So, in terms of where Martial's best position is, I know we're trying to get him to be that number 9. He's basically learning on the job, but he's not a natural number 9 at all. He's not a natural number 9 at all, I don't think. He could be. He could be a fantastic player. I mean, do you remember Thierry Henry? Thierry Henry came through at Monaco back in the day. And he was like a winger, He was like a winger. He wasn't a strike. He wasn't a out-and-out striker that he became later in his career. So there is that, these players, they can change and develop and obviously be that sort of awesome, like mobile striker up top there, like a Thierry Henry. But obviously he's going to have to do a lot to live up to something like that. But to be fair, I just don't think his best position is actually striker. Let's have a vote, guys. Appreciate everyone who's getting in here today. Smash that like button. Let's have a little bit of a vote and see where you think Tony Martial's best position is. Is Tony Martial's best position striker or is it on the wing? Have a little vote there because we've seen quite a lot from both over the years. I think on the wing, he looks very comfortable, confident, cutting in, taking on players, creating. But in the striker position, I don't know, it just doesn't seem to flow as well for him. It's because it's not his natural position. I get that. FSHSS says, Pig, your voice is melting. Dude, it's absolutely shagged out, isn't it? It is absolutely melted at the moment. This last week, well, I'm not very well. I've got a bit of a cold, to be fair. And also, I've just been talking a whole lot. And I actually think that Spurs game like burst my vocal cords or something. I'm not even joking, like just strained my vocal cords. The amount of shouting I did at the shitting TV during that shitting shit show was quite unbelievable. So that's why it's so strained. Jonathan Gallagher says striker. G-Wolf says wing. Danny Hoagie says wing. Games of Mendy says wing. Paul Vanderbeek says striker. Left wing says Sarr. Vincent Bullock says wing. David Whitford says striker. TJ Vincent says winger. Rocco Tick says left winger. High Times United says left winger. So yeah, I mean it's quite split, but it looks like quite a lot of you are agreeing with me that maybe his best position is the wing. Is he going to get you 25 goals a season from striker? I'm not convinced. Whereas he could probably get you 17 goals, which is what he got last season at striker. He could probably get you that from the wide position and create as well, because he is a very... What I like about Marcy is he's not a selfish player at all. He's very, very... he's very much got that team ethic, you know. He will pass it to a teammate who's in a better position, you know. He's got a good football brain like that. He's got good vision. He's got a good football brain. And he's not selfish. So all those attributes kind of make you think he shouldn't be a number 9. Whereas if you look at somebody like Cavani, his attributes are much more of that of a selfish goal scorer, which is what you want for your number 9, to be perfectly honest with you. So I'm looking at that thinking, yes, okay, Greenwood might play on the right and Martial up top and Rashford out on the left. But maybe the strongest, most experienced lineup that you could put out right now would actually be Cavani number 9 and Martial and Rashford on the wings. What do you guys think about that? Smash a 1 in the live chat if you think that might actually be a good idea in a 3 up top sort of system, like maybe in a 4-2-3-1, okay, or a 4-3-3 sort of formation, because it would, yeah. Jonathan Gallagher says F Cavani. That's the thing. I mean, look, we don't necessarily want to see him hindering the development of the other players. If Cavani's playing, anytime, you have to remember, anytime Cavani is playing, then that means that one of the other players that we're looking to progress is not playing. So whether that person be Greenwood, who's having to sit out on the bench, or whether that person is Martial, who's sitting out on the bench, one of our players is not developing because of a nearly 34-year-old Cavani taking his place. Sarr, thank you so much, Sar, with this for the super chat here. She comments and says, do you think Ollie could switch to a 4-4-2 diamond? I mean, potentially, yes. I mean, it depends. You don't see too much of that these days. But, yes, I would like to think so. Because we do have, like, the right player. You could either play Donny as that sort of holding midfielder, but being like a deep line playmaker. You could play Matic there, being that sort of more destructive defensive midfielder. You could accommodate Pogba and Bruno. I don't know, though, to be honest with you, Sar. I'm looking at our team and I don't know if we have got necessarily the best players for a 4-4-2. But because we've got good attacking players that are almost like wingers. They're not really midfielders, you know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, look, I don't know. Oh, yeah, you said diamond. So, yeah, possibly. It would see Bruno as the tip of the diamond there, you know. It kind of would make a lot of sense there, to be honest. But I don't really know if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has got the bottle to change the formation at this stage like that dramatically. Maybe he would. I personally just think that he's going to stick with either the 4-2-3-1 or the 5-3-2. That's kind of Solskjaer's go-tos, I think. Games with Menzi says formation would be 4-1-2-2-1. 4-1-2-2-1. Sounds like a telephone number on an advert, doesn't it? Anyway, Kyle Twanamo says, I thought about that actually, and I could see United dusting out Rashi only because he stopped scoring. Still talented as can be. Goal production has defo dropped. See, thank you, Sar, for that, by the way. See, the thing is, with Rashford he's quality, man. He's just young and he's trying to get back into form, but he will be absolutely brilliant. I'm not so sure about dusting out Rashi. I'm not going to lie with you, Cole. I think if anybody, it's probably Martial that should lose out of the two. Only because I think Cavani might at this moment in time be a more experienced, better goal scorer, whereas Rashford is kind of like, you know, he's got the same amount of goals as Martial did last year and he wasn't even playing at striker. So, you know, you have to give Rashford some credit for the season that he had. Sam Axelson's comments, Pig, what would you rate this window out of 10? I'd give it a 4. We didn't get the centre-back we needed. We let Thomas Partey go to Arsenal when we could have got a good CDM. We got that absolute mercenary in Cavani. We didn't get Sancho. I mean, let's get on to the rest of the news then, folks. So we have got a bit of news today and transfer news and stuff like that. I just wanted to have a little catch-up with you legends. Andy Luck, Scott Kent, James Wright, Pablo Jones. Scott Kent says FIFA 21 comes out Thursday this week. Not if you're the piggy, because the piggy's had it since the 1st. Oh, yeah. But no, actually anybody can get it from the first if you just get it on EA Play. So yeah, but anyways, I'm not special or anything. I haven't been sent it by EA or nothing like that. But anyway, what was I going to say? Yes, so let's get on to the rest of the news then, folks, because there is a bit of news today. If you're just joining us, please do us a massive favour and smash the like out of it. And let's get into all the latest Manchester United news. So what we're going to do over the next couple of months, we are going to be covering all the latest Manchester United news. So when there's breaking news and stuff like that, of course, once the domestic window is gone, there is no possibility for Manchester United to sign any players whatsoever. So all the transfer news and stuff like that is just going to completely stop. We are at the moment, of course, rounding up the transfer window, but there will probably be the odd video about maybe a transfer such as players if we are actually going in for them. Like yesterday we bid for Ismaila Sarr. He's obviously a player we can still sign because the domestic transfer window is open till I think it's the 15th or the 16th of the month. United can do business with any side championship below. So there is still the possibility that we could sign a couple of players in this window. And so let's have a look at the potential options that there are. There's a few players that we could actually look at getting in this transfer window and are still available. Now, none of these players are top players. We're not going to be able to, you can't get Jack Grealish, you can't go and sign any top players like that at all. You have to get a bit of a shitter player. But if you actually look at the business that United did in the window, we're still lacking in key areas, I think. And do you know what's ironic? We signed like 2 wingers. I think we're still lacking on the wing. Because Facundo is 18. He's got 2 goals, 4 assists in 37 games in the Farmers League. Traore, we signed him. He's not coming until January. So are we even that more improved up on the wing positions? I personally think no. I think we signed 2 wingers and we're still no more improved on the wing positions. I still do not think that Facundo Pellistri will knock Mason Greenwood out of the side at right wing. So are we actually improving or not? And the answer to that, my friends, is in the future, we've got some great young players here signed up which could develop into really good players. But right now, are we really expecting Facundo Pellistri to smash it up in the Premier League immediately? I hope that he does. I really hope that he does. But he's an 18-year-old lad who's coming over from the Uruguayan league. I don't expect big things from him yet. Hopefully in the future. But come on, we're not that more improved. Now, if we look at the players that we could sign, there's actually a couple of pretty good options. There's still some good players. You might think, oh, there's some shit players that United would have to go and get now. They're not world-class players, but they're still good players that can add us something. And I'm just going to go through a quick few of them right now just to see, because we do have the potential to sign players from the Championship until October the 16th. And yes, my friends, that is what United's come to. We didn't get the players we needed in the proper transfer window because we bottled it and we refused to pay the money for key players that we earmarked as being the number 1 targets, etc. We didn't do that. And so there's a few players that we could actually potentially bring in from the Championship. So the first one I want to talk about is Max Aarons. Now, okay, he's a bit, Max Aarons, 22 years old. He's a great wing back. I was actually very impressed with him. I think he's going to have a good future. Now, do we need another wing back? Probably not. So it's not going to happen. But but he's a player that we could potentially go and get. He's a player that is a good player still in the Championship, don't you think? I think Max Aarons is a good player. I really do, and I think he's got a good future ahead of him. And he's got good defensive ability. Look, you got rid of Diogo Dalot. What better way to replace him than getting Max Aarons? But it's not going to happen. There's no way that our board do that. Plus, it's not exactly the position that we need to strengthen the most anyway. It's kind of pointless. Hey, it's Matty the Rushmeister. Stick a love heart in there for Matty the Rushmeister because of his awesome transfer guru work this summer. And smash that like button as well. Let's see if we can smash 200 likes on the vid. Asan Akhtar, it's great to see you, bro. Peter Cavani, Mirko Vidal, Razak, Sing Sang Sung, Rocky Tick, Peter Cavani, Big God Bob, and Benjamin Turner, Billy Sheeran. It's great to have you all tuning in. Thanks for stopping by. Let's get into the other ones then. So, yeah, look, Max Aarons is obviously a very good player. He's somebody that's available, but it's not really a position that we need to strengthen. This is just going to be a list of realistic players that are actually good, that I actually think are good. They're pretty good. Not great, but pretty good. And then following up Max Aarons, the only problem with Max Aarons is he probably would cost a reasonable amount. I don't really know how much he would cost, but he's obviously a decent player. Another player which is kind of a sleeper option, right? Also from Norwich City. Remember, Norwich got relegated from the Prem. They got a couple of good players. And I'm not talking about Todd Cantwell. You're thinking I'm going to say Todd Cantwell. I'm not talking about Todd Cantwell, actually, no. I am talking about Emiliano Buendia from Norwich City. Now, he's obviously we didn't get a proper right winger, and he's just an option. He's maybe a good option for us. I mean, if you actually look at what he can do in the league, obviously we did get relegated from the Premier League last season, but he's sort of had a decent, okay season for Norwich. He scored 1 goal and he got 7 assists for the Canaries, which obviously isn't brilliant. He's not like a proper out-and-out winger, but it might not be a very good amount of assists and goals, but I'm just saying, it's an option. We are proper scraping the barrel here as a club, though, because I'm legitimately saying that some of these options might actually be pretty decent, but owed to the fact that, yes, we did get wingers, but we didn't actually get the wingers that we needed. We still got just an 18-year-old winger, Facundo, who might be good, but probably will take a little bit of time to adapt and get up to the standard and improve and show that he's capable. Because coming in from the Uruguayan League into the Prem is going to be a shock to the system, I'm sure. The United Way, what's going on? He says, I'd take Todd Cantwell. You see, yes, that's the next one. Hey, how's it going, She-Devils United? Shout out to you. Scott Kent, Stephen Dagbana, Ryo, Kane Harkins, Billy Sheeran, Stephen, JW92, Todd Vance, Sadek Rahman. Smash the like button, lads and lasses. So look, Buendia at Norwich is an option, isn't he? I think he's a decent player. Todd Cantwell at Norwich, United Way just mentioned that. He's a good young player. He was actually quite good against us last season. Look, he's a little bit of a slight melter. He's got Adnan Januzaj written all over him. You know, he's got that sort of a future written all over him. But you never know. He's actually got a bit of potential there. You know, maybe he'll just be like a Jimmy Bullard type player as opposed to a world beater. But that's still, you know, it's still a decent option right now when United are really struggling for depth and quality in certain key areas. Okay, we're not struggling for depth. We've actually got like 31 squad players now. But what we are struggling for is quality in those positions. And so would a Todd Cantwell, who had a good season and developed really well last year at Norwich and looks like he's got some potential, would he be a better option than an unknown coming in from Uruguay at this stage? I think possibly he would be, lads and lasses. So, look, there's an option there, Buendia. I'm not saying he's a world beater, but he's only 20 as well, just so you know. He's only 20. I'm pretty sure he's only 20. Let's have a look. Okay, I don't know his age, actually, but I'm pretty sure he's young. No, he's not, sorry. He's not 20. What am I on about? He's not. just ignore that. David Brooks. What's going on with David Brooks? He was linked with Manchester United earlier on in the summer. I was not happy with the potential signing of David Brooks at all at the time. In fact, I made a little video about it when there was a link and said that this is absolutely ridiculous because he's shit. And Manchester United need to get some good players. I didn't say he was shit. I said he was a good player. In fact, I said he probably has a very, very good future. But he's never going to be a world beater. And I would be okay if United signed him as our 6th signing. For depth, and that's what I said at the time. Now, as it turns out, the first 5 signings that we made didn't really improve the quality in certain key areas anyway. But I still would take him because I think he's got a decent future. I think he would offer you a reasonable amount. I mean, the problem is he's kind of had injuries, problems, and he's another one of those. Last season, the first season he broke through in 2018 for 19, he scored 7 and assisted 5. But he's still got a lot of potential. He's not an out and out sort of winger, but look, he could fit our strategy of like getting those good young British players in there who are improving and getting better and can develop, and it's not a lot of money. You could probably get Brooks for like £20 million or something like that. So what do you guys think about that? We just listed a few players there. There's a few more actually. Sorry, I know I've titled this video 3 players, but I think I've actually got a couple more. But anyway, yeah, how about Jack Grealish's RKO Hyper? I'm not sure how it works. I actually think that what is going on in this window, you can only sign it from clubs from the Championship below, if I'm correct. There's actually still some movement that can be done out as well, which we'll talk about in a little moment. The collective forces in the gaff. What's going on? Hey, man, how are you doing? He says, Side Benahama would be a good shout of the lower league players too. Get all we need. Yeah. Hey, look, there's definitely a good few options out there. I agree with you, man. I hope you're good. Yes, mate, look, it's definitely still on the cards that United do a little bit more business in this window for the main reasons that we didn't get who we needed in the actual proper transfer window. So there's still a domestic window to go and pick from. Basically, we can still get a few players in, and so like the player you mentioned there, or a couple of players that we've mentioned, they wouldn't be bad additions. I don't think anybody would be annoyed if we added Max Aarons to the side. Now it's not a position we need to strengthen, so we will not do that. I'm sure we will not do that, but none of us would be annoyed. We've all seen enough from him to say, yeah, he's a good young player with a good bit potential. He fits into what Solskjaer's trying to do with that whole ethic of getting younger, hungrier players who could maybe be stepping up. I say that, but then we signed Cavani. So do we actually even have that ethic anymore? I don't know. I mean, Cavani's a special case. He was available on a free. It wasn't a lot of money. Ultimately, we've got a number... Well, ultimately, the Glazers and Woodward have got a number 7 that can move shirts, that can score goals, that has the experience. And in the end, it's not the worst possible signing you could make, I don't think. But David Brooks, look, I'm not really too keen on it. I think there's other better options, such as the next option. Of course, the next option is a player that we are actually pursuing and that we know we're pursuing, or that we know we pursued. We're not 100% sure if we're still going in for an Ismaila Sarr move. But Ismaila Sarr at Watford, he only got 6 goals, 6 assists last season in the Prem, 29 appearances I think he had, or 28 appearances for Watford though. Not bad stats, actually. Not bad stats when you consider he's playing for Watford, who got relegated and were just shite. So the fact that he was able to still have a positive influence and create and score, you know, I rate him. I think he's a good player. I really enjoy his pace, his tenacity, his dribbling ability. He's also only 22. He'd also be taking the step up to a much higher level playing for United. So this is actually a good move for everybody concerned if Ismaila Sarr was to sign, because I think he gives you something right now that's better than the other options that we've got. And what I mean by that is I'm not saying he's better than Greenwood. I would always rather play Greenwood at right wing if that's the position that he's going to play in. I'd always rather play Martial up top, but if he was on the right, then I can understand, you know, that's going to give us depth there as well. But Ismaila Sarr, other than Greenwood, he would be my first choice, or my second choice, obviously, other than Greenwood, because Greenwood, he's only 18. We need somebody that's a bit more experienced who can come in there and help out. And I certainly think Facundo Pellistri is not going to be that man just yet. I don't want to just write off Facundo Pellistri at all, because I think he does look like a good young player. But it's not an inspirational signing for me because he's only 18. I don't see how he's going to come in and be a Premier League standard winger for us right now. But either way, Sarr, he was in the Premier League last season. His valuation of about £40 million is not ridiculous. We're understood to have made an offer. This is classic United. We could have got Sarr yesterday, by the way, and we still might get him, but we could have got Sarr yesterday if all we'd done is pay the money up front to get him. And not a lot of money either. We had an offer rejected of £30 million option to buy, so nothing up front, but just an option to buy, take him on loan. Option to buy. Loaning players from the Championship, guys. That is what Manchester United has sunk to be honest. It's disgusting when you think about it. But loaning players and then with an option to buy. That was what we proposed yesterday. We made another bid. Season-long loan with an option to buy of £40 million. Rejected. So we are shit at negotiations, and we do have a big lack of ambition, and we have a lack of, or a want, or a lack. We just don't want to spend any money, do we? If we can get away with spending no money, we will. That's the Glazers for you. That's Woodward for you. That's why we didn't get Sancho, because Cavani's a much cheaper option, And yes, he might only give you, 80% of what Sancho's given you. And yes, he might only be here for a season or whatnot. But it's such a cheaper option for these scummy leechers at the top. That's the facts. But Ismaila Sarr, he's heavily linked with United on deadline day yesterday. It didn't quite materialise, but it still could happen. And I think this is the most likely one because of owed to the fact that we have that link, owed to the fact that this is actually somebody we've been pursuing yesterday. So if there is going to be somebody that we're going to sign, then it probably is this guy, because he's 22, he's a Senegalese international, 25 years of age. It actually opens up a really good market for Manchester United as well. And the reason I talk about this, I don't give a shit about this personally. The reason I'm talking about this is because this is what Woodward and Co think about. This is what they think about. What can make them good money? That's why they signed Cavani. He can sell shirts. He's a big name. Okay, he can add something to the squad, I'm sure, as well. But he's a big name, and he opens up that South American market again. And then look at this guy, Ismaila Sarr. He would open up that African market a little bit more. You know, Manchester United, we could do with more African players, to be fair. We haven't had that many of them over the years. So, you know, I'm looking at the possibility of the deal from a non-football point of view, and I'm thinking it makes perfect sense. He's 22, and this is what you have to look at it if you've got those twats potato head in charge. You have to look at it like this. He's 22. He's not really going to go down in valuation over the years. He can add something to our side significantly now. He's marketable. He's got a big future ahead of him in the sense that he's only 22. 2022. So in those terms, as an asset, from an asset point of view, there's very little risk with this asset. He's never really going to lose valuation. In a few years' time, you just cut your losses and sell him for a bit less or whatnot if he's shit. So it's not really too much of a big risk. That's why I think that it's very realistic, because it opens up a commercial market for United. It also is somebody that's an asset, and it isn't going to lose in terms of valuation over the next few years. So you have to look at that, and I think that's what's going to happen. Now, they did pay, I think, was it £30 million for him last summer, or was it £40 million? Watford paid a significant amount for him, and they'll probably want a similar amount back. So that's the only stumbling block here, because they did, of course, reject our season-long loan offer with an option to buy, which is pitiful, to be fair. I've never really understood, I've never really heard of that before. A big club like United going to get a Championship player on loan with an option to buy. I mean, it's kind of a kick in the bollocks, isn't it, to the Championship side? So we need to get him off of they need to get him off their books, really, because he's on a big amount of money for what they need. I mean, they can just about manage at the moment, I think, but they are a Championship side now, and they're playing Premier League money to Ismaila Sarr. I don't know how much money he's on, but for somebody who moved for £40 million, I'm guessing he's on a good, 60, 70, 80 grand a week, something like that. I don't know that. It could be a lot less than that, but I'm guessing it's a significant amount. I don't know if there's clauses in the contract as well. Sometimes players will have a clause in their contract where you take a 15% pay cut if you get relegated and stuff like that. So we don't know what clauses there are in Ismaila's contract, and if he's possibly wanting to come, but it seems like he would want to come. He would want to come to a big club like United from Watford in the Championship, surely. So that deal's there to be had for United. I think we should go and do it. Now, I know it doesn't help us in the centre-back position. I know it doesn't help us in the centre-back position whatsoever, but it's a player that would help us in the winger positions. Do you guys agree? Let me know what you think in the comment section. So there's a few players we looked at which could potentially be coming in, or we could still sign if we actually had the cojones and the bottle to do it. David Brooks, Max Aarons, Buendia, Ismaila Sarr. I mean, I don't think there's any centre-backs. That's the problem. I can't really think of any centre-backs down there other than Nathan Ake, who was bought by Manchester City, that I actually think would get into United's starting 11 right now. So we don't really have that option there. Scott Kent comments, in all the years Premier League been going, Manchester United lost 6-1 to Spurs, Villa beat Scousers 7-2 on the same night, and I never happened suffered big defeats. Yeah, I mean, that's really strange, isn't it? They actually had a combined goals conceded tally of 13 goals. I mean, that is pretty unbelievable, isn't it? High Times United with another super chat says, thanks again for stopping by my channel last night. Oh, no worries, dude. I appreciate the support on my channel, dude. Least I can do just to say thank you very much for supporting this show, dude. So thank you for that, dude. Todd Vance says, Man U blows my mind. Absolute bunch of melters. Jonathan Gallagher comments, what centre-back pairing should we have for the next game? Mengi and Twanzebe. I'm not even kidding. Now, Twanzebe's probably out injured, isn't he? I think he is. But Mengi, maybe chuck Mengi in there. Look, he's only 18, Mengi. That's the problem. We can't really do it. What we're going to have to see, I think, Bayern Lindelof. I know that's ridiculous. But the reason I'm saying that is you can't reward that level of slappy performance and select him in the next game. And you also cannot play Twanzebe at the moment because he's injured. Mengi's 18. Even Mengi, look, when we saw Bailly and Lindelof the other day together, now, who were they playing against? Was it Brighton? Yes, it was Brighton, wasn't it? In the Cup. Not the league game, but in the Cup. I'm going to be honest, I thought Lindelof and Bailly pretty much bossed that game, and Brighton were playing nice football and coming at us and controlling the possession of the game for the first half. And to be perfectly fair, I thought they did well together. Now, they're coming up against Brighton. They're coming up against Brighton's B team as well, it has to be said. But what else do? You can't really reward terrible performances. You either go with Mengi, and, I don't know, just anybody else. Luke Shaw. Put bloody Luke Shaw there. Man. Give it a go. I honestly can't see how it would make a lot of sense to do that. Blitz is in the house. Comments, Doucouré was a good signing by Everton, don't forget. Yes, very true. Very good signing. Everton's business in this window, I'd have to give them an A for the signings that they made. James Rodriguez, I think they paid £19 million for. Man, oh man, if United signed James Rodriguez this summer, we'd have been buzzing our tits off, guys. Especially owed to the fact that he's actually started the season majestically well. Do us a massive favour if you haven't done so already. Please do smash that like button, leave a little thumbs up on the video if you haven't done so already, and get involved in this comment section. Let me know about who you think United should still sign in the domestic window. Liam Hardy says, Twanzebe is back in full training. Whack him on the bench and give him 10 minutes. Good shout, dude. Yes, good shout, dude, Liam. I mean, this is the thing, man. He is a good player. That's our option. We don't want to mess around. Whenever we've seen Tuanzebe, he's looked good. So give him more opportunities and hopefully he'll be able to produce. He's got to get the chances now. Okay, we spent £80 million on Harry and £29 million on Victor, and they're on big money, but they're not the better defenders in the team. I don't think so anyway. We haven't seen enough from Tuanzebe to really say if he's going to be able to knock those guys out of the team. But when we have seen him, he's actually been pretty damn good, I think. Salim Umar, thank you Salim for your comment, says the big problem is Maguire because Lindelof and Bailly used to play a bit well. Maguire is a new version of Phil Jones. He is, mate. He's Phil Jones 2.0 with 30% less gurn and a 60% bigger head. That's what he is, man. He's Phil Jones 2.0 GTI. That's all he is. He's the GTI version. That's all he is, my friend. But anyway, thank you, Salim, for that. I kind of agree. I think, look, Lindelof and Bailly looked pretty good together the other day. Lindelof and Bailly have more pace about them than Maguire, which I don't like about Maguire. That's my one real negative about him. He's just slow and he leaves us exposed sometimes owed to his pace. So yeah, everything else he's pretty good at. I say everything else. I mean, I say he's good in the air, but the other day, that absolute defensive error for Spurs' first goal was just, that was comedic. It was comedically bad. So I don't know if he is up to it. Hopefully it's just a blip, but this is our captain you're talking about here. He's got to be stripped of the captaincy. I mean, there was actually discussions the other day. You know why Bruno was taken off at half-time? Now, this could just be hearsay, but it was leaked, possibly, possibly legit, that Bruno Fernandes basically had a complete flip out at Slabby Maguire and told him, you're not fit to be captain, my friend. You're not fit to be captain playing like that and starting games like that and dropping the points for us every single game. It doesn't matter what we do when you're slabbing it up at the back and you're our captain. You're a disgrace, son. It's understood that Bruno Fernandes had a little cheeky pop at Maguire. Maybe that's why he was taken off at half-time by Solskjaer. Because at the end of the day, Harry Maguire is the captain, and you kind of have to respect that. But Bruno, like I say, Bruno's the real leader in this team. I see Bruno being the real leader in this team. So that's just another example of that. Paul van der Beek says, Pig, you legend. Paul van der Beek, you legend, my friend. Thank you, Matt Rush. He says, smash a like for the Pig. Thank you. Rocco Tick says, exactly, Pig, 100% and Matic. Sadik Rahman says, Bruno needs to be our captain. Jonathan Gallagher says, good on you, Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, I agree. I think it's the right thing to do because Harry was having a mare and Bruno is understood to be the proper leader. He is the leader in this side. So I think that he should be the captain anyway. I've been saying this for months. Solskjaer's obviously not going to do it. That's another thing you can criticise Solskjaer for, is not having the wherewithal to just go now. Well, actually, he should have done it after the Mykonos incident, in my opinion. But even now, maybe just to give Bruno the captaincy. Drop Slabby Maguire for the next game. Sorry, Harry, you're going to have to fight your way back from that like a phoenix from the ashes. Let's see if you've got the bottle and the cojones to do it. If he does have the bottle and the cojones to do it, then he can revive his career. It doesn't matter that he's had his captaincy stripped. It doesn't matter that he's playing shit and out the side. He can get back if he wants to get back. People can turn it around. We have seen that. Hey, Gungshi, you're a hero, my friend. How are you doing? He says, good for Bruno. Absolutely. I'm very happy with having him in our team. He seems like such a good leader and somebody that, as you say there, will speak his mind. He's known for speaking his mind. Comedy Channel says, Ollie out, Roy Keane in. I'm not hearing that. I mean, Roy Keane is as a halftime motivational speaker would be brilliant. Roy Keane, give 7.5 minutes to Roy Keane, yeah? To give him a motivational speech. Give 2.5 minutes to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for tactics and all that sort of stuff, and then give 5 minutes to Stone Cold Steve Austin to lay the smack down. Actually, that's The Rock. To stomp a mud hole in some... No, hang on. He's just going to come in and lay a Stone Cold Stunner on every single one of them. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying they need to kick up the arse at half-time. I like what Patrice Evans says the other day. He said, I'm not a violent man. I don't promote violence. But some of these players, they need a slap. I say we get Patrice Evra in there and just give him one of these at half-time. When you've been Patriced. You know what I mean? Ellie says, please don't spam. How are you doing today, Ellie? And Kelly and Ellie, the Kelly and Ellie show. Kelly Clough is in here too. She says, Bruno should definitely be captain. How are you today, Kelly? Great to have you in here. Viking Red, he says, Pig, Poch's coming. Oh, dude, I don't even want to talk about that story, mate. It's a bullshit story, bro. Pochettino to Man... Why the fuck are we talking about Pochettino to United right now? I'm sorry, guys, but... It's not going to happen. Even if he is the next manager down the line, it's not going to happen for ages. Solskjaer is going to get a bit of time. You know why he's going to get a bit of time? He's done well so far, and he's a club legend, and he deserves backing based on his managerial prowess at United alone. people might be laughing at that, some neutrals or whatever. But no, I mean at United. You finished third last season with a shit squad. That's pretty good for me. You got to 3 semis. Yeah, we didn't win one. Still got to all the latter stages of the competitions. And we didn't have the squad. We still don't have the squad. So he needs time. He needs patience. He needs backing by the fans and belief by the fans. Now, I know there's going to be an element of the fans out there that are not going to give him that backing no matter what. As soon as we lose another game, they're just going to be completely on his case and wanting him out. And there's still a lot of people doing it now. Even though people are that short-sighted, they cannot see the real reason why United is struggling at the moment is because of our owners. That is the root cause. The owners. And Woodward and these guys, but the root cause is the owners. They're constantly shackling us every year. So already the manager is up against it. You might think this is stupid now, but I promise you if Sir Alex Ferguson... Well, I can't promise you that because this is Fergie we're talking about. But I think if Sir Alex Ferguson was in this situation as it is now, with this squad where it is, and the Glazers as owners, but without David Gill... Because remember, Fergie had David Gill, and that is a completely different animal than having Edward Woodward. It's a completely different animal. So if he was in this situation, he probably wouldn't be able to get all the players that he wanted either. He probably wouldn't have this team able to, do much better either. I mean, I don't see how we could have done better than third last year. I really don't. I really don't. High Times United in the gas. Says anyone saying about Poch is reiterating garbage from a certain YouTube who lost all credibility yesterday. Hashtag 90%. Hey, nice one. Thank you very much. Look, that's the thing. The Poch stuff, it's from the Sun newspaper. That's where it's from. It's from the Sun. I don't believe anything that I read from the Sun. The only thing I use the Sun for is wiping my ass with. And actually, I don't even use it to wipe my ass with because I don't buy the Sun. I'm not picking up a free copies of the Sun off the street to wipe my ass with. I just use toilet paper, my friends. But the reason, I'm making a point here. I'm just saying, it's a rag. It's an absolute rag. So don't even take any notice of Pochettino to United at the moment. And I actually think if Ole did get sacked, I don't want to see Pochettino anywhere near United anyway. What do we want what do we want that merchant mediocre melt for? That makes no sense. But you know what I mean? That melting merchant. That's what I meant to say. Because he melted at Spurs. He was there for years. He had a really great squad, and ultimately he still melted. Now they should have probably stuck with him. Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, look, they failed in the Champions League final, and then they started the next season and just completely nosedived. They went backwards. So maybe he was right to get sacked. But still, though, he hasn't won anything. He's been at Southampton. He did a good job at Southampton, to be fair, developing them. He was at Spurs. He did a good job of them, developing them, getting the squad developed. But he never won anything. And that to me is the sign of, obviously, a great manager. At a club like United, we should have a winning manager. If you're going to get a manager, it should be someone like Carlo. Or even Diego Simeone or somebody like that would be more interesting for me. And I hate Diego Simeone personally, but I'm just saying as a manager, he seems very, very good. And I actually I would like to see somebody more progressive. But I'm just saying there's a lot of good people out there who are much better than Mauricio Pochettino for this football club right now, because Poch hasn't won anything. Even Solskjaer's won more than Poch. Solskjaer's won the Norwegian League with Molde. You know what I mean? Which is no mean feat, actually, when you consider that Molde hadn't won it for like 30 years or something before Solskjaer took the title back. So you can say what you want. I mean, they still got some good teams out in Norway, and just for Molde to do that just goes to show you they're pretty damn good. Or that Solskjaer was able to make them pretty damn good. So yeah. Matt Rush says we've hit 213 likes. You bloody legend. Thank you very much for getting in. Thank you for liking the video and sharing it. And there's over 400 of you watching, so thank you very much for being a part of this show. Sorry, my voice is obviously really weak recently because of that game on Sunday. So if I sound a little bit hoarse or like I've been smoking 60 Marlboros a day, like my name's Sean Dyche. Sean Dyche. Come on, lads. It's a good game of football, lads. That's right. When we sold them Tarkowski. Tell Tarkowski, eh? Oh, you want Tarkowski, do you, Ollie? Okay. Ollie got a Solskjaer if you want him. I want to see you. I want you to turn around. I want you to bend over. And I want you to look back at me and make the face of a dragon. Smash it one in the live chat if you know what that film, what film that's from anyway. Razak with a super chat. Get in there. He says, Pig, you legend. If Glazers don't back Ollie for the next windows, then he will eventually be sacked. And the cycle continues. So what do we do? Razak, I 100% agree with you, Raz. I do. I just think that they're setting him up to fail here. The pattern's repeating itself. The season which they sack their managers, they don't back their managers. That's how it's been the last few years. Literally, that's how it's been. Louis van Gaal wasn't backed in his final season properly, and they sacked him, of course. Mourinho definitely wasn't backed in his final season properly. They sacked him, of course. So it's repeating itself. Now, Solskjaer wasn't backed. And you know what? They've given him enough rope to hang himself with, because it's not like we got zero signings. We still got Tellers. We still got Cavani. We still got Donny. We still actually did get a few players, but we didn't get the key players in the key areas to actually strengthen the team. So although it looks like they've strengthened, although the media will portray the fact that we've signed 5 players and a big star in Cavani and all this, we're actually not that much better off than we were before the window. So Solskjaer's got his work cut out for him. He's going to have to really do some work on this team to get them winning, especially over the next month when you look at the fixtures that we have, because we have an absolutely unbelievably filth run of fixtures, which would just, it's unrealistic that we're going to get that many points from, if we're honest. Hopefully we can. Solskjaer did well against the big 6 last year. If you look at the top 6 teams, he did really well against them. It's everybody else we had a shithouse mare against. Harley comments, Pig, you sounded like Fellaini. Oh, God. Viking Red says, Pig, if there's Arabs come, they're bringing Zidane. Well, okay, I understand what you're saying, but I mean, I would rather some rich Saudi owner or something like that come over and own this football club. As much as it should be maybe kept within the country or kept within the fan base, it's not feasible. It's feasible for a multi-billionaire Saudi oil baron or something to come over and buy it, though. And if they want to use it like Manchester City's owners do and pump it full of money, then that would, okay, you can say what you want about it. It's not great, it's just a billionaire's play toy then. It's still not good. It's still not like the fans actually owning the football club, which is the ultimate dream. But it's better than what we got now. That's the key. Thank you very much, Razak. He says, so what do we do? I say what we do is we just back the manager. We understand that Solskjaer is in a difficult situation. We understand that he's got so much pressure on his shoulders. And we also have to understand that he's done a good job so far. That's what people seem to forget. They're quick to throw out last season's achievements just because we start the new season with a bit of a ropey start. Never mind all the other teams that have absolutely bottled it this season as well. Man City, Liverpool, these guys. What is it about the media portrayal of Manchester United and the manager and everything? There's so much pressure on Solskjaer. I understand we're 16th in the league. I get that. It's 3 games gone, though. You don't see that same pressure heaped on Pep Guardiola's door. But actually, Pep Guardiola, in my opinion, now this is just my opinion, now he's been great for City over the years, he's won them titles, but he's underachieved at City, in my opinion, because he has had unlimited resources, he has an unbelievable squad, and he's been able to just add players whoever he wants. He's added Nathan Ake, Ruben Dias at centre-back this winter. He's just allowed to add whoever he wants. He collects fullbacks like they're going out of fashion. He spent over 400 million on defenders. The guy is allowed to do what he wants, and yet he's still not able to make it a perennial thing that they're winning the league. He's still not able to get them winning the Champions League, and yet everybody just goes, oh yeah, Pep Guardiola is amazing. Yeah, well, okay, well, he's got why? Because he's got the CV, because in the past he was amazing. Because I'm pretty sure last season for City was shit. Not being funny, but last season for City was shit. And this season ain't shaping up much better unless they do obviously start winning. But they're looking there to be had. They're there to be had. I'm just saying that. And now Liverpool as well. Liverpool are not as good as you think they are. Defensively, they're also there to be had. Now, they are still going to win a lot of games. But come on, I mean, this is a marathon. We need to get going. Okay, we've got to start accruing points. But let's see where we are at the end of the season. I think it's just going to be a similar pattern. Last season, we really struggled to get going in the league. We didn't get the right players in that we needed at the start of the window. We added some more in January, and then from that moment on, we were pretty awesome. Well, that's probably going to be the same pattern this season. And yes, we might have added and got a little bit better, but you have to remember all the other teams in the league around us, they've also added and got significantly better as well. So it's not just enough for United to get better and add. Everyone else is trying to do that too, of course. So it's about improving and getting better and progressing at a faster rate than the other teams. So this is where we'll see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Not the first 3 games where we weren't backed and we were ill-prepared. Let's see what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does this season. I'm literally saying, I'm telling you this now. I'm telling you this now. Now. I am backing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer until the end of the season regardless. I don't give a shit if we're 15th come Christmas time. I am backing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer until the end of the season. Now, I will judge him at the end of the season. Now, if he's had a shit show come the end of the season and we're completely out of where we should be and the team's playing crap and we haven't progressed, then I will, of course, have to reassess. But I'm giving him to the end of the season because I'm looking at what he's done in the last year. I'm looking over the course of that season, and I'm looking at the next season and how that could go. And he needs the time to be able to show what he can do. That's right, Kayam. He says, Ollie in. That's right, AH14. He says, hashtag Glazers out. Everybody, please stick hashtag Ollie in the live chat. Put hashtag Ollie in. Show your support for the man. Because he's such a nice guy, man. That's not the reason, though. He's actually a good manager. I'm sorry, I hate what people say about him. They just completely disregard what he's done at United. In my opinion, the style last season was better than any style we've had for years. We scored some lovely goals. Right, so there we are then, lads and lasses. So there's the few players that we could bring in. I want to get through a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm going to be rambling for a while here, folks. Because I've had a nightmare here. Because I've been rambling for like, bloody hell. I mean, I've got like 10 topics that I want to talk about. We're on the third topic. We're on the third topic and an hour's gone. What the fudge? Anyway, okay, here's another topic then, lads and lasses. It's just in regards to the players going out. Now, you know how we only got rid of a couple of players in this window? Andreas Pereira, Diogo Dallo, Chris Smalling to Roma, even questionable whether or not we should have got rid of Chris Smalling. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you think we should have kept Chris Smalling. But questionable or not, either way, we got rid of a few players. Alexis Sanchez, so it's not like we didn't get rid of any of the deadwood. We got rid of 4 players. But we're still a bunch of players that are deadwood and hanging around. And there's still a bunch of players that could actually leave Manchester United in this window. Now, not necessarily to other Premier League clubs because obviously the deadline's gone for that. But clubs in the Netherlands have until today. Clubs in Russia have until October 17th. In Portugal, they have it until October 25th. So, you know, there's still some other deadlines around the world. Plus championship players, you know, championship teams. Which for some of these players is probably appropriate. But there's still a few players that you might see going out. I'm just going to quickly cover. Obviously, Sergio Romero is another player that could potentially go out. So let's say a Portuguese team like Braga or whoever wants to buy him, they could. They could. It's unlikely, but they could. And also the Dutch league. So he used to play for AZ Alkmaar, I think, Sergio Romero as well. And of course, he's out of contract in 2021. So maybe United would be looking to cash in right now. Just for a little bit of money. We should allow Sergio Romero to leave. I think we have done him dirty. I agree with his wife, really. She's kicking the pot of piss out the bed. What? No, she's kicking her toys out the pram. But rightfully so, because Sergio has been a good servant to this club, and he has won trophies for this club, and he has never really let us down. So I think Sergio Romero is a great player for us, and it's a shame that he's just not number 1 or ever will be, but he actually maybe at times in his career should have been. But certainly he is a very good goalkeeper, and we've done him dirty a little bit. So I hope he gets his move. Phil Jones. Now, it's very unlikely that Phil Jones is going to be leaving just owing to the fact that there's money and the leagues that are available. So, you know, I don't know if a championship loan would be on the cards. I'm just thinking about that. Would it be possible for a team in the championship to loan him this season? Does Phil Jones want to play football? I mean, I don't see him going for it personally because he just gets to drive his pink Lamborghini to Carrington every single morning and get the luxury 5-star treatment and have the notoriety and the profile of playing for a Manchester United team. Now, if he was playing for Luton Town, I don't know if he would have the same joy. So I don't think he's going to do it. I don't think he'll just say, no, I don't want to go, boss. If any sort of loan opportunity came in, I don't think Phil Jones is going anywhere. He seems to lack ambition to me. He seems to lack ambition. Marcus Rojo, he's been linked with a loan move to a couple of places. Estudiantes was being one of them. But look, it's possible. A possible loan departure might happen for him. Ethan Laird, he might be on his way out in terms of a loan. But Deshaun Bernard as well. There's some news about that. And Ethan Galbraith. They all those 3 players may be loaned out. But in terms of the first team there, everyone else, nobody's coming in for Jesse, are they? Nobody's coming in for Jesse. Who wants Jesse Lingard on loan for the season? That's a joke. So there you go, guys. I just wanted to talk about that. Who do you think's going? Do you think anybody's still going before the 16th of October, the deadline? Yes, She Devils United, get in there. Says hashtag Ollie in. AH14 hashtag Ollie in. Eddie A hashtag Ollie in. MT Muti says hashtag Ollie out. You're having a mare, son. Pider says Ollie in 100%. Skippy says Ollie is not the problem. 100% agree with you there. GGMUFC Live says me too. I just hope the players are still on board with him. I hope so. I don't see how it can be his fault, really. I don't see how it can be his fault. I just think that a lot of the players also let us down this summer. I'm not even joking with that. I think people should have been a bit more responsible. Maguire, maybe he'd have had a better start to the season if he hadn't had such a awful experience over in Greece and, of course, in the media. That can't be good for you starting the season, really. You want to be focused on your football. So that's one thing. How about Mason Greenwood with that business over in Iceland? You know, he was quarantined for a couple of weeks. That can't help the preparation and the training of the team. If you're having to be screened and quarantined and all that good stuff, that cannot help you. What about Aaron Wan-Bissaka? Aaron Wan-Bissaka went on a cheeky little holiday to Dubai, had to also self-isolate and quarantine for 2 weeks. Doesn't really help you when you're trying to get the team together to start for a new campaign. So it's not just Ole Gunnar the reason why this season started so poorly. The players, some of them have been a bit irresponsible, I think. You know, maybe that's just immaturity, but I do think that that didn't help us. We haven't had the best preparation. Plus, if Ole was actually back like Roman Abramovich back to Chelsea, imagine what we could have done at the start of the season. So I think the team is lacking in key areas. We all know that. And if you look at who Chelsea brought in and how early they brought those players in, if we'd have done that, Solskj would have had much more time to work with them. They could have had a little bit of training, a little bit of that game against Villa, and a bit of a pre-season, and actually got together some sort of level of understanding. But as it was, we didn't do any of that. We signed the players on deadline day, basically, most of them. Donny's come in, he's barely even played. So that's what I find so frustrating is just we have ill prepared for the season. We've actually set Ole up to fail as a club. As a club, we set Ole up to fail in every regard, really. So I hope that he doesn't fail. But look, it's not looking good for Ole this season. He's got the pressure on him. He's got his work cut out for him. There's no doubt about it, my friends. There's still over 400 of you legends watching. Do us a favour, smash that thumbs up button if you're just getting in here. And thank you so much to every single one of you that's watching this video today. Obviously, the transfer window's been pretty mad. I mean, just to give it a roundup, I feel like it was a pretty crap window for United. Yes, we got Cavani, he's a big name, but we didn't get the number 7 we needed. It's a kick in the bollocks that when you could have got Jadon Sancho and you end up with a nearly 34-year-old Cavani just to save 100 million. It's a big kick in the bollocks, and it's a proper Woodward move, that one. Proper Woodward move. I've got some filth news, by the way, guys. I've got some pretty filth news for you. Some pretty filthy news. And when I say filth news, I don't mean good. I mean gash. I mean, pretty gash. So it's understood that, Jadon Sancho, obviously the player that we missed out on this summer, it's understood that Jadon Sancho is still on United's agenda in the future. We have pocketed that 100 million, but maybe we've pocketed that 100 million to go and get him at a later date. In January, he'll be available again. He might be a little bit cheaper. Certainly come the end of next season, he'll be a lot cheaper because he'll only have a year left on his contract then. And Dortmund will be fully aware of this, and they will want to sell... Dortmund are going to sell him in January. In my opinion, they want to sell him in January now because his contract will be going down after that. Next summer, his valuation will be a lot lower, £80 million, something like that, simply because in a few months' time after that, he'll be able to sign pre-contract terms with another club for nothing. So it maybe not even 80. So really, if they want to sell their player for big money, and they might not want to sell their player, maybe they just want to offer him a new contract. I don't know. But if they do want to sell their player, then they're going to have to do it in January. And so United should hopefully still be in with a chance. He should be our primary transfer target in January still. But we don't really know. I mean, one horrible story that I've seen today, which I don't even really want to talk too much about, is that Liverpool are understood to be favourites or interested in getting Sancho in the future. So, as a potential replacement for Mo Salah in the long run. So, yeah, I mean, that's not good. I mean, United had an opportunity in this window if we wanted to pay the cash, which we're probably right that we didn't, but we're just not right that we didn't strengthen in other areas like centre-back. Because nobody else was queuing up for Jadon Sancho in this window, even though he is one of the best young talents. There's a reason that every other team was not going for him. It's because there's no value in Jadon Sancho in this window. It doesn't make sense when in a few months' time you can get him for a lot less money. So, yes, that's why nobody else went in for him. But United did have the opportunity of a clear path to go and get our man and go and get Solskjaer's #1 transfer target, but we didn't. And so does that mean that, Chelsea or Liverpool or one of these other big teams, when it becomes the time when transfers are being talked about again, would they look at these players then when they've got more budget as well? And let's say next summer, Chelsea... Crikey, I'm pretty sure they would be interested in Jadon Sancho. Maybe not this summer because they're trying to strengthen in loads of different areas. They spent hundreds of millions as it is, and financial fair play and all that. But what about next summer? Next summer, they'd definitely be interested in Sancho, I think. Lamps would definitely be interested in Sancho. Liverpool would definitely be interested in Sancho as a potential replacement for Mo Salah, as I say, in the long term. So you have to understand that United had a window of opportunity here, and we still should be right up there in terms of the realistic possibility of us signing him. He wanted to come to United. He's made it clear all summer long he wants to come to United. He's unhappy about staying in Dortmund. You know, he was trying to push it through at the end of the window. So it's very difficult, obviously, for him. And this could have been the situation, though, that's just made him go, you know what, screw United. I'm not being funny, but if I was Jadon Sancho over at Dortmund and I had this agreement in place and it was understood that I would be leaving before the summer and I'm just waiting for that bid to come in, I'm waiting for that statement of intent, for that club to come and get me because they want me, I'm waiting for that. And I've actually pushed for a move away with Dortmund, maybe handed in a transfer request, missed games, missed training, completely had that whole media storm around him all summer long. Think about the media storm around Sancho this summer long. Now, most of it's probably quite exciting for him because he's looking to go to Manchester United. But he didn't. So now he's had this whole media storm in Germany and around the world. He's had that awkwardness of trying to force a move away from Dortmund. And now he's there. Now he's still in Dortmund. So if I was him, I'd be a little bit pissed off, guys, about that whole situation. I'd be like, well, they didn't come and get me. They didn't bloody come and get me. So if another club came in and offered and actually made an offer, I would be inclined, maybe, depending on the club of the circumstance, to definitely consider their offer. Even though you might have agreed personal terms with United, even though that might seem like the number one destination. Crikey, they've done him a little bit dirty here, I think, in Jadon. Now, you could argue that it's the Dortmund's fault. They're just pricing him out the market, which is true. It is true. That's why nobody else has been involved with signing of him. But look, Fjortov come out earlier today. He tweeted about an hour or two ago and saying, Jadon Sancho would have been a great signing for Man United. No doubt about that. Reports that they said no... Hang on. Reports that they said no because of the total price. Well, they knew about the total price for about 4 months. Will face competition next summer from other clubs, but agree should be their first target. Absolutely here. So that's the issue here. Obviously, Fjortov's come out and said that we did know the price, but we didn't want to pay that price. It was an overinflated price. It's not any good value in that price of 120 million euros. He'll face we'll face stiff competition next summer. I agree with that. I think if we do wait till next summer to get him, everyone's going to be queuing up to sign Jadon Sancho then. So we may miss out on our player. Let's have a little vote in the live chat, lads and lasses. Do you think Jadon Sancho will end up a Manchester United player one day? Smash a 1 in the live chat if you think that he will. Smash a 2 in the live chat if you think we've missed our opportunity now, and he probably never will. Paul van der Beek says, glory, glory, Man United. Jonathan Gallagher says, we're not getting him. Stephen Dagbana says, please get Pogba out. Well, that's another thing. If we sold Pogba, we could generate quite a bit of cash for another player. Klopp doesn't sign big players. Gunshi says, no spamming. Ryan Burberspin 9 says, oh, hang on a sec. Stephen Dagbana, no spamming, my friend. You have been warned. Try not to spam, lads and lasses. Anyway, look at all these 1s coming in. There's a bunch of 2s coming in. Crikey, a bunch of 2s. By the way, don't spam out any of the number voters. Sorry, don't time out any number voters. They're just getting a little bit carried away, but they're okay. Don't time them out. Anyway, anyway, thank you very much for everyone who's getting in here today. Please do hit the like on the vid. The big fish is not now, but maybe when he's due to retire. There you go, yeah. When he's about 33, 34, he might end up at Manchester United. I like that comment. Nice one. The United way says green and gold. Should never be sold, my friend. Absolutely. Fuck the Glazers. Joseph Parsifal says go to Norwich City if possible and get Aarons, Cantwell, etc. They've got quite a few good players. Yes, this is what I was talking about actually earlier, yeah. Cantwell, Buendia, Aarons. I totally agree. They have got some very good players that Manchester United should be looking at. Bournemouth have got a couple as well, really, but nothing inspirational. I do think the best option is still Ismaila Sarr from Watford. So I'm hopeful with the Ismaila Sarr deal, my friends. I know we had a bid for him yesterday. The domestic transfer window is still open for a little bit. I think he would be better than the other options we've got. Facundo Pellistri, Daniel James. I would prefer Ismaila Sarr. Okay then, so Solskj&aelig is believed to have said that he's got enough wingers, though. There's no sense that Manchester United will move for Ismaila Sarr in the domestic transfer window. This is from The Guardian. They've reported that Solskjaer believes Manchester United now have enough wingers. I personally don't, because like I've said, I think Facundo Pellistri is a good young player, but he is not a ready-made player. He's not even that impressive in terms of his stats over in Uruguay. So to expect him to step up and do it in the Prem's a big ask. Daniel James is off the boil. He's not up to the standard in my opinion. Actually, you know what? I am starting to turn around and starting to think that the best formation we could play, like this is going to piss you off, is actually or the best team we could play, is what I said at the start of the video. Cavani up top and Martial and Rashford in the wide positions, with Greenwood backing everybody up in whatever position they want. Greenwood could be a potential number 9 in the future. He could back Cavani up. You know what I mean? Whereas Martial, yeah, he's just not a natural number 9. He could be a number 9, but he's not a natural number 9. He's actually naturally a winger, in my opinion. So that's what I would go with personally at this stage, because I think that'll get you the most goals. It sounds potent. Martial, Rashi, all on form with Cavani popping them in. Brilliant. And then Mason Greenwood, of course, can play anywhere. If Rashford's having a stinker, select Greenwood. If Martial's injured, select Greenwood. If Cavani's injured, select Greenwood. You know? So I know that's mental, but that's what I've decided. That's what I've decided. I'm going to write a letter to Ollie and tell him my thoughts. I'll give him a WhatsApp later, you know what I mean? I'll give Ollie a WhatsApp later and tell him what I think about it. So anyway, there you go. Ismaila Sarr, it's possible, but maybe we won't be going in for Ismaila Sarr now, simply because we've signed other wingers. Also want to talk about this, which is so Robin van Persie come out and on Twitter when he did a Q&A, and he just simply said, in regards to Edinson Cavani, he responded when asked about him. He just simply said, Edinson Cavani is a brilliant player and he's a available goal machine. So there you go. And Robin van Persie also tweeted at 9:55 a.m. with the picture of Edinson Cavani signing. And he simply put, Agent RVP, glad to see you were listening at Man United. Brilliant signing and adds plenty of experience. Will improve players around him even more. Hashtag Martial, hashtag Rashford, hashtag Greenwood, hashtag goal machine. So yeah, I think that sums it up really. Robin van Persie obviously thinks he's a great player. Nobody's doubting he's a great player. If you look at his stats, his statistics, his goals, they're unbelievable, man. For club and country and in the Champions League throughout his entire career. They're very, very good stats. And he's right. Maybe he could be like a Robin van Persie for us for the season. Remember, Robin came in, obviously, he fired us to the title. I mean, I'm not saying this guy's going to do that, but you never know. He could do something like that, guys. He could do something like that. He is Edinson Cavani. He is a great player. He is 33, which isn't 38. You know, it isn't 36. Zlatan came when he was 34 and he still bossed it. Zlatan's still bossing it now though, because he's a freak of nature. He really is, isn't he? Anyway, yeah, so there you go. I just wanted to talk about that because Robin van Persie, he obviously backs Edinson Cavani. I saw that earlier and I thought, you know what? Yeah, I'll give him a chance. You know, I'm going to give him a chance. I mean, he is a great player. I know I was talking about the signing of him yesterday and saying that it's a shit signing, and I do think it's the signing for the wrong reasons and the wrong signing. It's just to pocket money at the end of the day. But he's still a good signing. Like if we'd have got him as well as Upamecano and Thomas Partey, I'd have been like, yeah, man, Cavani. But because we just added attacking players and didn't address our centre back positions, it's kind of counterproductive. I kind of just think like, what the hell are we actually trying to do with that window, you know? But there you go. Just going to sort of, actually, I'll save this for tomorrow. I was going to do it now, but I'll save it for tomorrow, actually, because I've talked a lot of crap in this video. I'll save it tomorrow. I was going to just rank all of the Premier League transfer windows. I might do it later on tonight or something. Every team's, you know, it's boring anyway. Who gives a shit? All we know is that ours was bang average. But look at this. I mean, here's some information as well about Pellistri. Diego Forlan's homecoming in Penarol didn't exactly go according to plan. Appointed manager of Uruguayan club, where he started out his career at the age of 11. He later returned for a title winning season 2016. Blah, blah, blah. You know, Forlan was... what is this all about? Sorry. Okay, yes, he gave... So Forlan, obviously, he got sacked off, didn't he? His old club, Penarol or whatever. Didn't work out for him, unfortunately, I think. And he gave a lot of playing time to certain Facundo Pellistri, though. The 18-year-old winger started pretty much every Penarol match he was fit for during Forlan's time in charge. Something the ex-United striker said proved prophetic. Pellistri has huge potential, said Forlan back in April. He's growing and he makes a difference. We know it will be difficult to keep him for a long time. Obviously, United got him yesterday on deadline day for 10 million euros. We got that release for fee, or 10 million pounds, I think it was actually. He looks a good player. He's a Uruguayan wonder kid. Everybody rates him very highly. Juan Roman Riquelme had some information to say. Obviously, Argentina legend Juan Roman Riquelme. He said about him, he is a real rascal with the ball at his feet, Riquelme said. There aren't many like him around who have that courage to be so cheeky on the pitch. That is highly valuable. So, look, there's obviously some big names here who are talking about Pellistri like he's a very, very, very special talent. And he's obviously got the potential. That's why United has gone and signed him. We've gone and signed this unknown kid from Uruguay, who's not unknown in Uruguay, but around the world, obviously now, pretty much unknown. But now he's known because United have signed him. Everybody's glowing about him. I'm hoping that he can be good. But I'm sceptical that an 18-year-old with 2 goals and 4 assists in 37 games in the Uruguayan league is going to come in and have much of a massive impact on me. What do you guys think about Facundo Pellistri? Get Pookie, says Nkutho and Undlov. We could do a lot worse than Timu Pookie, I'm not going to lie. We actually could do a lot worse. But no, it's probably not the right fit for us right now. Gunshi, he comments, Pig, we should get Rooney back and Zlatan if we're going for the 30-plus-year-old players. Hey, yeah, exactly. Rooney's still only 33 himself. Now, he is over the hill a little bit, Rooney. Physically, I think he's not quite there. But he's still a very, very good player. The intelligence on the ball. And like you say about Zlatan, Gunshi, there's no way on earth we should have ever sold Zlatan. Jim Joe Bobley says, no, Josh King doesn't look like him, mate. No, I didn't even include Josh King. We don't need Josh King at all. Thank you, Asan Akhtar. He says, smash a like. John Schwartz comments, Pellistri needs a better YouTube video. Current ones do not inspire confidence. There you go, you see. I mean, he looks okay. He looks good, I thought. But it's like we haven't seen enough of him. He's only played in the Uruguayan League. He's played 37 games, got 2 goals, 4 assists. Usher Masladov says, how old is Pellistri? He's 18. So he is obviously really young. He can develop. He's probably not one for now, but one for the future. Jonathan Gallagher says, Pookie is average. Yeah, he had a really great season last year. Great start to the season, didn't he? He was banging them in. He had a really good season in the Premier League. I think he's better than average, but he's not good enough for United. Wayne Marco says, good evening, Pig. But, well, I say that, but we've got some right shit at the club at the moment. Wayne Marco, good evening to you, Wayne. How are you? Stephen Dagbana says, Pellistri is 18. Ansu Fati is just 17, but playing. Very good point. Yeah, very good point. It's not about the age. If you're good enough, you're old enough. I've always said that. But is he good enough? Judging by his stats, doesn't seem good enough to me. High Times United, thank you, brother. He says, subscribe to the channel. Yes, if you are new to this channel, please do us a massive favour. Subscribe, hit that subscribe button, click the bell icon. We'll be back later on tonight with some more Manchester United news potentially. And we'll also be doing a FIFA stream around about midnight on. So come back, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Raza comments, how can his fee be £10 million? That's bump price. I don't really know, mate. It's just his release clause. He's supposed to be this great wonder kid over in Uruguay, so it is quite a lot of money to pay for this guy, but it's not really that much money in today's climate when you think about we spent 40 million on Traore, which is the real what the foot moment of the window. Okay, so I'm just going to get into all your comment section now, folks. I'm pretty sure I've covered up all the latest news and all that sort of stuff. We'll get on and we'll rate the different transfer windows in a different video, I think. But yeah, I mean, look, overall, it's a bit of a shit transfer window. Just to round it up for Manchester United, we didn't get the key CDM, we didn't get the key centre back that we most needed the most. We also didn't get our number 1 target, Jadon Sancho. So most fans are going to be pissed off with this window. Some fans are all right with it. Like I said, my brother seemed okay with it. He said Facundo's going to be a great player. He said Traore looks like he's going to be absolutely mint. But he's not coming until January, and they're both 18. I'm sceptical about it. I really am. I think we needed a bit more, a bit sooner. He also said to me yesterday, guess what? We signed about 5, 6, 7 amazing 15, 16, 17-year-olds. And he's like, that is awesome. You know, some of these are the best players for that age group in Europe and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's good. Again, it doesn't help us now. But he's quite happy with the fact that we're building for the future. We also got another centre-back yesterday, didn't we? Willy Kambwala, 16-year-old. So we are making strides for the future. We are planning for the future. But again, it's like they're not prepared to spend their money now to get the results now. They're planting seeds, which is good, but you also need to, transplant a few trees in there at the moment as well, because we need to get a little head up on the forest, if you know what I mean. Because it's just not got the wood at the moment. Thank you, Matty Rushmeister. Aaron Jeremy comments, should Man United buy a better centre-back? Yes, I do truly believe that we should have done. In the window, we absolutely should have done. Upamecano was available from Leipzig for 50, 60 million pounds, whatever it would be. We could have gone and got him. Pau Torres, Koulibaly. There's definitely some great statements of intent that United could have made there. John Wayne comments, hey there, greetings to you all. Hey to you, John Wayne. Get off your horse and drink your milk. Lion King says, get Welbeck. Get Welbeck. This is another player. Free agent. Welbeck. Danny Welbeck, guys. Danny Welbeck, guys. We were talking about, somebody was mentioned this to me on social media earlier. Would you have Danny Welbeck back at the club? He was a Manchester United through and through player. He didn't want to leave Manchester United at the time. He was sacked off, wasn't he, at the time by, was it? Yeah, Louis van Gaal, wasn't it? Got rid of him. Would you have him back at the club? While he was here, he was useful. He's experienced. He knows the club. He's not exactly gone on and done anything very worthwhile. I think it would be another potential Deadwood signing. But maybe for an impact, maybe for cover right now. You know. Let's have a vote. Let's have a vote. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you would take Danny Welbeck back at Manchester United. Jim Joe Bobley said 2 and Vincent Bullock said 2. We haven't even got going yet. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you would take Danny Welbeck back at the football club. Yeah, Primot says no too. How are you doing today, Primot? And Snap Film Walk and High Times United says yes, they would take him back. Most people say no here. Collective Forces, 2 wingers we signed would be fantastic signings. I'd be super happy about if we had got a ready-made to go into the team now. Just hope this bunch could regroup after the Spurs fiasco and go till Jan. Yes, I agree. They would be good. Yeah, we'd be happy about them if we'd address the other areas in the team. I fully agree. And they're not. I don't think they're really key and ready to go into the team. Like you say, they're 18. So they might be good enough. But remember Adnan Januzaj when he came into the side. He's an 18-year-old lad. He's physically not there. He scored a really nice volley. And he scored 2 goals in one game. I remember it. Everyone was like, Adnan Januzaj. And what was that song they were singing again? Oh, hang on. Oh, shit. Wait, it's gone out my head. Wait, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Oh, shit, I've totally freaking forgotten. But there was a bunch of them. There's a star man on the left-hand side. He plays for Man United, and his name is Januzaj. Everyone was singing that. What about the other one? Hang on, I've totally forgotten the bloody song now. I can't believe that's gone out of my memory. That is shit. You know, that Adnan chant. Anyway, the point I'm making is, yeah, we didn't get the wingers. We just got another couple of Adnans. Don't we? We've got another couple of Adnans. That's all it is. So I'm gutted about that. But maybe not. Hopefully better than Adnan. But he's just an 18-year-old player at the end of the day. Lion King says, yes, we should. Yes, we should sign Danny Welbeck. We could do worse than Danny Welbeck. He is a United player. He come through the United Academy. He's been at United since he was a little kid. We could do a lot worse than him. High Time says Januzaj has been signed in my Man U career mode and Januzaj is doing okay now. Hey, look, he's doing okay. He's not a bad player, no. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't think that at United at the time, as an 18-year-old coming into the side, he wasn't the answer. He wasn't the answer. An 18-year-old coming into the side, unless they really are like Ronaldo or something, it's just not the answer. It's not the answer. But Bamsey Alp says, listen, the kids of the future, we need to play them regardless of the new league. You get paid that much, you should be able to play. Yeah, I agree, Bamsey. I think, I believe the children are the future. But teach them well and watch them. Anyway, I agree, mate. Like, we should be putting the faith in the youth. And I think Solskjaer's doing that. But we also haven't done it very well in this window. You know, getting Cavani in, 33, 34, yes, you need a bit of experience, but that's not really giving the youth a chance. All that's doing is hindering the likes of potentially Martial, Greenwood, these guys. So we actually haven't done very well in the window if we're talking about progressing the youth and that kind of thing either. Ronald David says, what up, Pig? What's up, Ronald? How are you doing? Pricey MUFC's in the gaff. Comments. Anyone else feel super depressed after the window? Yeah, dude, I do. Vincent Bullock says, what you about the boy called Januzaj? Oh yeah, let me tell you, I might as well do about a boy who can do anything. He comes from Belgium. His name is Adnan. Januzaj, Januzaj, Januzaj. Who remembers that chant? That was a shit chant, by the way. People loved it. I thought it was shit. Anyway, Debbie Elder says Danny Welbeck, LOL. For fuck's sake, do not sign Danny Welbeck, she says. Hey, look, we can't really say that he's had a good time since leaving United. I have to admit, though, Danny Welbeck, while he was at United, I never had an issue with him. He was versatile. He sacrificed a lot for the team. He was played on the left. He was played on the right. He was played through the middle. He played all over the place for United. He was a good journeyman sort of player for us. I'm not a journeyman, a good utility sort of player for us. Really very good, I thought. So I think we have to respect him. And if you look at his stats while at United, they were pretty good. Not bad anyway. Like, definitely better than post-Man United. Alliance Boss says, Ollie out. No Alliance Boss. Robbo says, remember the saying, you will not win... You can't win anything with kids. You can't win anything with kids. Yeah, we do all know that saying from that. We chimp. Alan Helson. You can't win anything with kids, but you can. You can. You just need that right mix of experience and the youth, I guess, as well. Yeah, definitely not. Thank you so much. Bamsey says, love your show. You're a real top geezer. Love watching your show, Legend. Dude, thank you so much for that, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're gonna be keeping the daily videos coming. They're meant to be around about 3 p.m. I'm just late today because my body clock's fooked. But I will get that back on track. Not tonight though, because I'm gonna be up all night playing FIFA. Alliance boss, I don't think Ollie out. No, look, given the whole season, if we're in an unsatisfactory position come the end of the season and he hasn't progressed us at all and we're not playing good football and we're just getting hammered, then yeah, I guess you'd have to maybe look at making a different managerial appointment. But actually, you can't really tell. It depends on the landscape at the time. It depends on so many different factors. So just to say we finished 6th doesn't mean it's a reason to sack him. It depends on the other reasons in the season. Who knows? Bruno Fernandes could get a cruciate ligament injury. The Glazers have shackled us with our shit transfer window. You never know. Anything could happen that would make you think, oh, you know what? Those other teams that finished above us, actually, they should have finished above us, really. So let's just wait and see if can Solskjaer do what he did last year, which is surprise everyone, and get 3rd. High Times United says, Danny Welbad. Rohan Davids, how you doing? Lion King says, Welbeck is a great player and he's free. For a free, he's not a bad option. I'm being honest. I know look, most of you said no. I think I actually would take him. I'm going to be honest. I think I actually would take him because I think United are struggling in certain areas. I'd have him over Lingard any day of the week. Honestly, I'd have Danny Welbeck over Lingard any day of the week. When he was here, I never had an issue with Danny Welbeck's effort or his, he scored a bunch of goals for us, Danny Welbeck. He's not a natural finisher, by any means. But he's a good all-round forward player, so I actually would take him on a free. I know that's a bit weird. G-Wolf says, Pig, read my comment, bro. Sorry, G-Wolf, let me go. He says, Pig, Ronaldo had shit stats and came from a farmers league. Not as much as a farmers league as the Uruguayan league. I mean, do you know what? The Uruguayan league, it's not even a farmers league, bro. It's like a llama shearers league. It's a llama shearers league. That's people who have to shear llamas once a year. It's a llama shearers league, my friend. Come on, G-Wolf lad. It's not even a farmers league. It's a llama shearers league, bro. But anyway, no, look, he says, Pig, Ronaldo had shit stats and came from a farmers league, and I think Pellistri needs time, just like Ronaldo, and he will do bits for us. You make a great point, man. Look, 18, he's obviously a very talented player. He could come into the side and slot in and be great. And he could also develop. He definitely needs time. I agree with you, G-Wolf. He needs time. But that's another thing that annoys me, that we're getting a couple of 18-year-olds. They both need time, and none of them are ready-made right now. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Jim Joe Bobley comments, Welbeck equals the road back to Deadwood FC. Yeah, you're probably right. I'm not going to lie. It is more Deadwood. Callum says, Pig, you complained about us getting a brilliant forward in Cavani on a free, but now you're saying you take Welbeck on a free. What? Totally different standards, mate. Welbeck would come on nothing. You get Welbeck for peanuts, my friend. How much would... Nobody's queuing up to sign Danny Welbeck. You probably get Danny Welbeck for 60 grand a week as a backup. Honestly, I'm just talking about in a backup capacity. I'm talking about somebody who's happy to be a backup. The reason I didn't like Cavani is because he's got the potential to slot straight into the team, which will hinder the development of Greenwood and Marcio in their positions, potentially. That's my biggest issue with the Cavani deal. Not the money, not the name, not the reputation, not the fact he's a mercenary, not the fact he turned us down in January to go to Atletico and that didn't work. The biggest issue I have with it is that it's a short-sighted signing. It's actually going to hinder your players that are going to be there long term in the short run in some ways. Now, I know RVP and a lot of people say, well, it will actually help out these players. Having somebody like Cavani with that knowledge and that ability to pass that knowledge on and have that impact in the squad that way is big. And I think it is big. But he's a Uruguayan lad. He could come in. He could definitely help Pellistri as well. Look, it's totally different. It's totally different. Do I think Danny Welbeck's good enough for United? Not to start, no. But would I actually have him as a backup instead of somebody like Lingard? Do I think Welbeck's an upgrade on Lingard? I do, actually. Like, you might disagree with that, but I do genuinely think that Welbeck's better than Lingard. Yet Lingard's going to play in this team, so why not Welbeck for a backup option? There you go, let's have a vote. Who's better, Danny Welbeck, Smasher 1, or Jesse Lingard, Smasher 2? Who's actually better? Or who was better for United? Who was better for United? Come on. So I'm all about improving the depth, you see. Now, whether or not it's improving the depth a little bit, then I'm up for that. So, Okay, I mean, look, it's there's a lot of Welbecks coming in. There's a couple of Lingies coming in. It's quite split. Jonathan Gallagher says tough call. JG says they're both wankers, but one. That's how I feel, JG. I don't feel like Welbeck's a worldie. Don't get me wrong. You're misunderstanding me here. I'm saying that he's pretty bang average player, but from a backup point of view, I'd rather have him as a backup than Jesse Lingard as a backup. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, fair play, Ryan. He says, still can't forgive Welbeck for that miss v Bayern, though. James Burring says, neither of them. That's the real answer, I guess. Ryan Sebastian Velez, how are you doing today, matey? Good to see ya. High Time says, we're still talking about Welbeck. My phone died. Pretty much, yeah, everybody's loving a bit of Welbeck. Everybody wants Welbs. Everybody wants Welbs at the club. That's what we decided. That's what we found out in the slide chat. Everybody loves Welbs and misses Welbs and desperately wants Welbs back in their side. Oh, Saeed Shah says, Mr. Pig, I hope we get relegated from the Premier League. Well, you can't hope that, but is that because you hope that the Glazers would leave if we were relegated? Because I would take that, honestly. I would take that for a year if it meant that the Glazers would sell. I don't think it would, though. I think they'd just get us back up. It'd be another Newcastle United, Mike Ashley crap situation. The United Way in the Gaff comments, Sir Alex, in the years 86, 87, 88, 89, 90 and 91, all years he didn't win the title. You can't sack Ollie while he's in his building process. And there you go. You're absolutely spot on again. Like, even come the end of the season, if we are 6th or 7th or whatnot, it has to be judged on what he's done and how the team's developed and what direction we're going in as well. And not just from a finishing in the league point of view or a trophy point of view, but actually from a building a foundation point of view and what we're doing. If you look at all the young players that Ollie's got in this squad now and what we signed, we have a very young team. Everyone's getting significantly better. So yeah, I agree. You know, it's the people that are saying Ollie out right now are the same melters that would be saying Sir Alex out after 2 seasons. It's true. It's true. You know, all those sensationalist channels or the everyone on social media, you know, saying Ollie out. They're the same people that would be saying Sir Alex out. So they're tits, aren't they? Pedram Paragomi says, Pig, the way the club treated Sergej Romero is disgraceful. I agree, yeah. They need to let him go. I mean, there's still a couple of transfer windows open in some other countries, such as Portugal and Holland. So maybe we should let him go to one of those teams over there and just take a cut price on him. Take a cut price on him because we've done him dirty there. He's been a great servant for the club. He deserves better. Josh Healy says, if we get relegated, we would lose our players. We'd lose a lot of the players. Yeah, I mean, good if it's the shitbag prima donna ones, but actually no, we don't have many of them now. So no, we don't want to. We obviously don't want to get relegated. I was just merely saying, if it meant 100% that the Glazers would be like, do you know what, we're cutting our losses and we're selling, I would take a year out because we'd come back stronger. If we had proper owners, we would come back stronger. That's the thing. The key is just getting rid of these guys. Look at the long term picture. Like short term, it's going to be more of the same, but long term, hopefully we get a new owner. Fireball says, Welbeck should have played instead of Deeney for us. He had a couple of good games towards the end of the season. Hey, fair play, bro, yeah. I think he's a decent player. You're talking about somebody who's played for England a whole bunch of times. It's not like he's a proper shit player. And while he was at United, people don't give him the credit he deserves. He actually was a good utility player for us. That's what he would be. He's never going to be a starter for me, but a backup utility player, I'd take him. Fireball, what do you think about Sarr coming? Fireball, obviously, potentially. United tried to get him yesterday with a really low-ball, horrible offer of £0 plus a 40 mil buy-on option at the end of the season-long loan. So what do you think about that? Do you want to keep Sarr in the Championship, or do you think that it's just a matter of time before he's sold? Yeah, that's right. Fireball says, I mean, we are losing lots of players. There you go. That's it. I mean, you've got to do these things, don't you? When you go down the Championship, you can't have Premiership money, Premiership players on Premiership money there, really, unfortunately. I think Jadon Sanchez, you know, he's good, he's quick, he's a good centre-back, Waiki Wang, yeah. But I don't think he's that good. The United Way says, I need on your show, bro. I'd be back in the Ollie in crowd. Absolutely, yes, absolutely. Ollie in all the way, my friend. This is just ridiculous. I mean, there's still people who are Ollie out at this stage. I don't get it. It's so early in the season to be Ollie out. It's mad. High Time says, hard to be a Watford fan after a few seasons ago. You were killing it. Yeah, that's true. Actually, they have had a bit of a fall from grace. They were doing really well a little while ago. Balray says, Glazers have destroyed the club we love. Spot on, Balray. Mr. K009 says, hey, Pig, just popping in before I clock in for work. Love the show. What an absolute shit window, my guy. Ollie Outers can suck it. Hope all is well. Mr. KO09, thank you so much for that, dude. Yeah, I hope you have a great shift at work, by the way, matey. Thank you for getting in here. And yeah, you're spot on. The Glazers can absolutely suck it. They're useless. Bamsey Alp, Kayam says, I'd swap Romero for a packet of Mr. Kipling's chocolate cakes. Well, to be fair, you know, you can't go wrong with a bit of Kipling. They're exceedingly good. Jay Blood says, I'd take Sarr. Defo Fireball says, he deserves to play in the Prem, to be fair. But it would be a massive statement if we kept him. Yeah. I mean, I think you might be keeping him because or maybe he would go somewhere else because I'm not convinced United are going to go after him now. I would like to think that we will. I would think Ismaila Sarr should be our top priority, or not top priority, but the most realistic signing that we could make right now. Because we had an offer for him yesterday, you know, and the domestic window's still open. So if we still did want him, we could get him. But of course, we got Pellistri, we got Traore coming in Jan, but they're 18. They're not as impressive for me or as useful right now as Ismaila Sarr. Thank you, Fireball, for commenting. Paul Lucas says the United way is now rinse and repeat. Progress to Champions League, have a crap window, and then sack manager. Seems like it, yeah. Razak says throw some money to get Draxler from PSG. Yeah, Julian Draxler's a very good player. I rate him as well. Is he out of favour there as well? I don't know. Fireball says Sarr is also young enough, although a season in the Championship may doing good. Yeah, true. He's only 22, isn't he? Yeah, that's the thing. You're possibly right from his own potential development point of view. Who's he going to play more for? He's not going to play that much for United, I don't think, because of the forward players we have got. He would be a good backup for us. Mr. KO09 says Ollie Outers worse than feces. At Ajax he was a monster, says Wakey Wang. Ellie, thank you so much, Ellie. She comments like and subscribe. Thank you very much, Ellie. By the way, can everybody just stick a love heart in the live chat for all the moderators such as Matt Rush, G Wolf, Aaron, Ellie, Gungshi, First Class Gamer, all the other legends that have been here today moderating the live chat. Thank you so much for all your hard work over the last transfer window and all that stuff. It's been pretty manic, so thank you so much. Vincent Bullet says, I've got 2 words for the Glazers. Suck it! Jonathan Gallagher with the potato emoji. Don't show me a picture of Edward Woodward, please. Please don't. I don't want to see that many Edward Woodwards. Vincent Bullock, Mike Peters, MBG says, very upset that we bought Traore for 40 million. Could have spent a bit more to get an Upamecano, Partey or Skriniar. Spot on we could have, yeah. 40 million for Traore is a mad offer, mate. He's not even coming until Jan. It's boggles the mind. I don't understand that. When you could have got Thomas Partey, 26-year-old central defensive midfielder destroyer, for £45 million. Ridiculous. Mike Peters with the love heart. Jim Joe Bobley, Paul Lucas, George Best, Fireball, G-Wolf, Kayam, James, Tanja, John. How are you doing, Tanja? The United Way. And Ellie. James says Sir Alex was a winner. He built up Aberdeen to knock Rangers and Celtic off the top. That took time, but he was a winner. Ollie got Cardiff relegated. Ollie knocked off the likes of Kristiansund and Viking and all these teams over in the Norwegian League to win the Norwegian League with Molde, my friend. Very interesting, very similar standard to the Scottish League, my friend. Oh, yeah, that's right. Making comparisons, I'm just telling you, right, you got it wrong there. Ollie won the Molde. Okay, now, actually, it is much harder, probably, I'd say, to win the Scottish League if you're not Rangers or Celtic than it is to win the Norwegian League if you're Molde. I'm going to just say that's probably true. Mr. Edwards says, by the way, Sancho never agreed to move to Manchester. His representative said, we don't want to join your circus. Woodward played us all. What? I'm pretty sure that's not true. Dante comments with a comment here. How you doing, Dan? He says, fancy seeing United finish 3rd last season, being the best of the rest with a threadbare squad, and after 3 games of this season being an Ollie outer. Odious toads, the lot of you. Absolutely, what a great statement. You're spot on as well. It is preposterous to even think that. Hey, Sarvulon says she's back and can't sleep, Pig. I hope you get to sleep soon. We're actually just about to wrap it up, Sarvulon, but really appreciate you coming back to say hello. Have a great day and have a good sleep. Try and get off to sleep. And you know, appreciate you stopping by and being a member of this channel as well. Kelly Clough too, all the members of the channel in green here in the live chat with the member emojis next to him. I just want to say thank you because we've actually hit over 100 members now on the channel. So get in there, my son. Thank you so much for supporting this show, believing in this show, and liking this show, you know, and interacting with the show, all of you guys. GK says, bloody idiotic lunatic Glazers and Woodward spot on. Marco says, what is happening, Pig? We shut the bed, my friend. Marco, hope you're good today. Bal Ray, Ethan Escamila, Mr. KO09, Ellie, Vincent Bullock, J Blood, the United Way, Poet on Moet. How you doing, man? Ain't seen you for a while. How are you doing? He says, Woolward out, football director in, and give manager 4 years to prove himself. It's an extremely bad season, sack that boy, if it's an extremely bad season. Yes, there you go, you see. Like, we should be looking at, you know, 647, he should keep the job, as far as I'm concerned. We need to be looking at the bigger picture here. Big God Bob, I hope you're good. Hey, Matty Rush says we've hit 282 likes. If you're just getting in, if you haven't smashed the like yet, smash the like on it, lads and lasses. Let's see if we can hit 300. I am going to wrap this video up now, though. Gung-Shi, you're a hero, my friend, with those love hearts. Have a great day. Hope you're feeling good. I'll be back later on, by the way, 9:30ish for another United News show. We'll just talk, you know, hang out and talk about a topic. We'll figure that out soon. So yeah, thank you for watching this vid. Please smash the like. Nice one, Nelson Gomez Nicholson. He says, nice to be on. Thank you, dude. My voice is going, so I've got to rest it. Bills fan, High Times United, JW92. Yeah, JP is no longer on the channel, my friend JW92, but I'm not going to get into that here. It's nothing to do. It's nothing to do with any. You know, don't worry about it. Brandon C, Ellie, Paul Lucas, Ollie In, Pider, Pal Ray, High Times United, Jinjo Bobley, Kelly Clough. I'm just saying he'd be allowed to come back on a different account. That's what I would say. I don't know if JP does watch this channel on a different account, but he'd be allowed to come back on a different account. But let's just say that his account's been compromised. Ajinkar Kodikar says, any Sarr news? No, unfortunately not. Untuthuku, Unlove, thank you. He says, smash the bacon like button. Thank you. Gaston Martin, Jonathan Gallagher, Paul Vanderbeek, JW92, Ellie, MBG, George Best. That's going to be it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Come back, let me know who you would sign before the end of the domestic transfer window. Who would you sign? If you could get one player in before the end of the window, don't run it in the live chat. Come back afterwards and write it in the not live comments, and that way you will be responded to. Thank you very much, everyone. I'll see you soon. If you're new to the show, smash the subscribe button. Have a great day, everyone. Gung-Shi, Georgie Best, Ellie, Matty Rush, High Times United, Kayam, Clam J, MBG, and everyone else. Really appreciate every single one of you legends for stopping by and getting involved with the show today. Thanks for watching. Stay classy. This is the Pig. I will see you on the next one. And come United, sort your frickin' lives out, you absolute steaming pot of Woodward potato mash gash. Damn it, I still haven't sorted this end credits out. I forgot to clip it there. No, never mind. Paul Lucas, Paradise Miami Afia. Thank you, Paradise. Thank you, Paul Lucas, Kayam, Ellie, Big God Bob, Showbas Pachikam, Ryan Burbspin 9, Wakas Akram. It's been a pleasure having you guys tune in today. Thank you very much for joining me for today's show. Man United news coming later on tonight as well. And then we're going to be doing a FIFA show as well tonight from about midnight on. So please do get involved with the channel. Subscribe if you're new. Click the bell to be notified when we do post live. I'm going to work on some new credits, actually, because these credits are a little bit janky, aren't they? They're a little bit janky. Look, they're all over the gaff. Anyway, but really appreciate all these names on your screen right now who are scrolling down. These are the people that support this show on Patreon or by being a tier 2 channel member on YouTube as well. So thank you very much to all these guys who help support this show. Really appreciate it. It means a lot. Just a little thank you. The best thing you could do to support this show is just to smash that like button on it, lads and lasses, and get involved. Isaac A, have a great day. Fireball, thank you for getting in here, Fireball. Brandon C, after 30 years, Scouts and Scholar title. Aaron Homeyard, have a great day, bud. Bal Ray, numero uno. Well, hello there. Ellie, Paul Vanderbeek, and everyone else. Thank you very much. Stay classy. Have a good one. This is the Pig. I'll see you soon. Peace.